Rock, metal, prog, and everything in between. If you're into rock, you've come to the right place. Welcome to this episode of Talkin' Rock with Meltdown. Don't forget to follow the audio-only Talkin' Rock podcast on all podcast platforms. And now, it's time for today's conversation. Here's Meltdown.
Guys, thanks so much for doing this.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, we got, let's see if I can remember, Sebastian, Remington, and Emerson.
That's it.
Is that correct?
You nailed it.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming. You guys have been to Detroit before, right?
We have, many times.
Where'd you play before?
Last time we were here was at, so what's it called? The venue above the shelter.
Oh, St. Andrews.
St. Andrews.
Yeah, the shelter. You guys, of course, you've seen 8 Mile.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We played the shelter before as an opening, and then we headlined St. Andrews, and then now we're at a bowling alley tonight.
Yeah, you guys are moving right up the ladder of success.
I know, right?
So did you guys just hop on this tour? Or just start recently?
It was, so we're leaving for Australia on Monday, and we have basically 8 months around the world. Like, we're doing arenas in Europe, we're playing all these great festivals everywhere, and then our label calls, we're like, songs got in top 40. You're going out on the road. I'm like, cool, to support the song. They're like, yeah, you're leaving in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, where are we playing? They're just like bars and pubs because the radio stations want the intimate stuff. I'm like, all right, cool, we're down to do it. And then, of course, tickets go on sale and they're gone in like a second, which was good. I'm like, if we're doing an underplay and they don't sell, then we got a problem. But it's been fun to get our legs back again because we've taken off some time. We've had a lot of personal stuff going on, so.
Yeah, we'll talk about that coming up. But so you guys are putting out like EPs and putting out songs here and there. How's that work?
We write so many songs, so we all kind of like had that talk with each other, and we're just like, we can either wait for like the typical label album cycle, which is like a year and a half, and I was like, we just write so many songs, let's just throw it up, no promotion, let's just put out the music and like let's let the fans listen. And I think that was probably like the best thing what we've done, just to keep feeding the beast.
Yeah, we're album 4 in, and so the 5th record we finished last summer. That's supposed to come out this year, but we had the EPs, and we're just like, you know what, just throw them out. They're like, oh, I want to do like a 6-month. And I'm like, no, 3 weeks. They're all coming out, all these songs, because they don't really live in a world that in an album cycle. And it was nice because we get to experiment with different, sonics without being disappointing to the fans or saying, oh, they're changed too much or something, so
yeah, we definitely live in a different time where you don't have to put records out, although I'm kind of old school and I want to have the whole thing, you know what I'm saying?
We love that more than anything. I feel like when we throw it up on you throw it up on Spotify and you see the numbers, it's like people don't listen in order.
Right.
We had an intro and outro that was basically a continuation of track 2 and track 14, and it was no one listened to the intro, they just went to the song.
Right.
I'm like, so you're not even listening to the full experience, you know?
Yeah, it's part of the whole art form.
Yeah.
And I know that you said that Songs for Sadness was, super personal and stuff, obviously. Now, every song that you guys write and all that stuff is super personal, but what made this one, what made it so personal that you came out and like kind of said that to the fans?
Yeah, Songs for Sadness, that was just the collection of all the most depressing songs I've ever written.
Oh.
So yeah, it was really personal to me, and obviously, everything kind of going on in our personal lives right now. Like our mother got diagnosed with stage 4 brain and lung cancer, so it's been like a really tough time. So that group of songs just kind of felt really appropriate to put out in the moment, and yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So how's she doing?
Every day is a battle,
yeah.
And I think it's unfortunately, I feel like with the American healthcare system, it's very difficult, and that's what you're not priority, and so unless you have like a lot of money to spend, so we've luckily have had some good people that we've references to that they've been helping, but it's every day, it's ups and downs, so and it sucks. But being away, it's awesome playing the shows, it's exciting, but like the times, the hours we're not working and just sitting around a venue, I'm like, I need to be home, like taking care of mom,
That's the thing, too. It's like you guys are going to leave, like you just said. And, obviously in today's day and age, you can FaceTime and do all that kind of stuff, but you're still leaving home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still pretty tough,
But she's been our biggest supporter since day one.
Yeah.
So her thing is nothing more for us to succeed in what we're doing. So, but which is kind of difficult, too, so.
It was sweet right before we left. The fans all gathered together around the world and like wrote this big card and like sent her some presents and stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
It's really sweet.
And then you guys also did a show to raise money, right?
Yeah.
I think that was like the hardest show we've ever played in our entire lives. The amount of crying, just getting through it was difficult.
I think it was like rehearsal was the toughest part for it, because like, so it was tough not to like just break down during the rehearsals, but you know the show went incredibly well and so many people donated and stuff, and it's helped so fucking much with her mom.
Yeah, Mama Royale, he called her.
Yeah.
Mama Royale.
Yeah, and early on, like she would run your fan club and stuff, or she still does.
She did
In her mind, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's funny, if you go to her Instagram, it's pretty much just a fan page of us, and I love it.
She though, like she
Loves her emojis.
She loves. It's so funny. Like I can't even go to her Instagram anymore because she puts so many fucking emojis. It's so insane to me that it's just like all these weird. I don't know how she edits shit, but Mom, I love you. Just
That is so funny. You know who else used to use emojis all the time, and when he would text me and stuff was Vinnie Paul. Do you guys ever run into him in Las Vegas?
No.
You know Vinnie Paul?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, the black hearts and all that, the hands, the whole thing. It was all that. More than anyone I ever known. He gave me the emoji.
That's great.
But
Yeah.
So you guys live right in Vegas, or you're?
No, they grew up in Vegas.
yeah, I was born and raised, and then me and Emerson moved to LA when I was about 16, and Emerson was 14.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I moved with you guys.
No, Sebastian was
He was there.
We've been on tour pretty much ever since I was 18. I'm 27 now. Sebastian is like married and has like a home situation and shit.
He's got a home.
Wait, are we supposed to tell the fans that? I mean, the eye candy area. You can't let the girls know about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then Remington and I for the last like 10 years or so just kind of been bouncing around
We're just kind of gypsies at this point. We're just kind of
places,
floating.
you know. So we're doing this world tour, and then we'll see where we end up, I guess.
Well, like I tell my son all the time, I tell him, I go, listen, find something you really like to do and have someone pay you to do it. So that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah. Or find what you like and let it kill you.
Yeah. It doesn't pay much.
Well, they don't pay you to play; they pay you to travel. You play for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good
you know,
outlook.
Yeah.
honestly, we're having the best time, and it's fun. Like even this tour, it kind of took me back to when we were like touring in our mom's car, like a few years ago. You know, it's all the same size rooms and stuff, so it's kind of like I felt like I'm like in a time machine right now. It's been fun.
What is it like when you guys are writing music? What's the dichotomy there? How do you guys work it? Do you bring up lyrics? Or how does it work?
For the record, mainly I think for the record situations, it's us. We were all in the room just making music, and I think then with this EPs, Remington, it came from a lot of just his personal stuff that he just showed up with, which is awesome. It's weird. It's like Emerson's really great at piano, even though he's the drummer in the band. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the songs, especially on Fever Dream, were formed in that sense. And I think because we all kind of jump around instruments, I think it makes it interesting that we're not stuck to a single instrument. But Remington's definitely on the lyric side, music side. We try to do as much as we can, and it's just been. And there's not precious, which is nice. It's like whatever song's better, we use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, I think that's the thing we've always kind of talked about, and we've never really had writer's block ever. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like the new album we're about to release, hopefully in a few months. Like we pulled out the whiteboard and everything, and like had the collection of songs, and I think we hit 80 songs.
Wow.
So we narrowed it down to I think 10 or 11. But yeah, there's no shortage. That's why I think the EPs were so special, because I was like, we just have so many fucking songs. I was like, let's just put it out. Like they're just gonna be sitting there just for me to listen to. I was like, I'd rather share them.
Yeah. When it comes to picking the songs, is it kind of just you guys or the producers and outside forces?
It's so bizarre because we're the only ones that really care about it at the beginning, and then we get to the point that the mix needs to be turned in tomorrow, and then we get a call from the label and like, maybe you should rewrite the chorus. I'm like, what are you talking? You've had this song for 8 months. You haven't listened till the night before it's being submitted. Or like the music video, they're like, change the chorus. I'm like, we've just shot the music video. Like, did you not listen to the song for the past year?
That's funny, yeah.
So So it's hard. That is the only battle competitiveness on it, but for the most part, it comes from a good place.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
think,
I mean?
you know, everyone on our team, we're all striving for success here, you know.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes you just got to let things be. It's like we wrote it, we recorded it, we
yeah,
all
and
liked
obviously,
it.
like,
Put it out.
Yeah.
You know, and then we can write another one.
and we've,
you know?
we've never had a #1 single, so we'll take advice when we can get it.
Right, for sure. Well, you know, it's like I've interviewed, I mean, thousands of bands in my life, and it's like they write a song or a record, and at one point, it's got to be finished.
Exactly.
And that's what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like
At some
if
point,
there's
just be
not a
done.
deadline, I will tinker with it
Right.
until the song is just completely different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know? So I think deadlines are weirdly good for us because if I have a piece of music long enough, I'll tinker with it until death.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the mixed notes are like making the record was the easiest thing. The mixed notes, I'm like I don't want to listen to the song ever again. Like just put it out, put it out.
Yeah, it's funny. Like we're so fucking anal about.
No, you are
everything.
about this mixed note.
Especially this, and then I guarantee the song is going to come out. I'm never going to listen to it again.
Until you have to play it on stage, and you know.
Yeah,
And then we
yeah,
just
but I'll
change it.
never listen to the recording again. You know,
Yeah.
it's funny. Like I don't think I've ever actually listened to our album ever again.
You're
since
not
the
gonna
mixed
pull a
notes.
Kanye and just listen to it.
You know, I might just do a 180.
So this new record that's dropping, you guys don't know when it's going to be coming out?
We have a date, but we always lie, so don't quote
We're not
us.
gonna quote the
Yeah.
date, but it's gonna be. We're gonna be coming back in the fall on an American headline tour for supporting that album and European tour as well. So
We're only
it's-
playing bowling alleys. That's like that's
Strictly
knock on
bowling
wood.
alleys.
that's our whole thing going forward. You know?
Possibly
But
Chipotle.
yeah, we're supposed to be dropping a single this month. So I don't know.
Again, don't quote us on
No,
this because it could be.
It was submitted. It's already submitted in the DSPs. So we'll see what happens.
Honestly, we say that now, but watch, it's going to be like 7 months before.
We just accidentally put the next year.
I know.
So you guys going to be doing another headlining tour. What's the biggest tour you guys have been on?
As in our own European tour has been
Yeah.
our biggest tour. Like we're getting up to. We played in Prague. We played the same arena 3 times in 1 year.
Wow.
And like over here, it's like you kind of have to like come back. I think we spent so much time in America, and we've supported so many bands. You know, we supported Manson, Zombie, Hailstorm, Stone Sour,
Pop
Evil. It's every
Crown
band.
the Empire, Sleeping with Sirens, I See Stars. It's
The list goes on and
you
on.
can name any band we probably have opened
Open
up
for them. And we never really got the opportunity to really grow our audience as a headliner here because it was just like Youngblood even. It was like we had a headline tour and then Youngblood's like, we want you to support. And we're like, all right, label's like, cancel your tour, you're going on this tour. And I feel like they're great opportunities to get new fans, but also we realized in Europe, we've never opened up for a single artist and we're doing arenas. And because you're building your own environment every single time, and if you're comfortable and confident, and we learned that because of touring America for so long, we got good. So when we went over there, we weren't just starting out,
Right.
you know. So we were able to really develop our show and do production and stuff. And I have to say, like playing tonight's gonna be fun because it's a little punk show. But doing these shows again, it's like, oh, a production show is a show, and it's more entertaining for an audience. Yeah, you could be a great Remington. We'll climb everything in here and it's entertaining, but it is you want something more.
Yeah.
Especially as a band.
You got to get those shirts that say we're huge in Europe.
Exactly, right? Exactly. That's it. We're doing Wembley at the end of the year, which is awesome. And
Are you for real?
yeah, we're doing Wembley Arena on November 9th. So
No kidding.
yeah. So it's crazy to see like how everywhere else in the world it's just so much faster. But I think it's because of the prep work we did here. So yeah.
Yeah, I just interviewed Mike from Nickelback the other day. Of course, Nickelback's huge in America and in Canada and stuff. And he told me a story about how Rockstar actually started getting its legs in London, and that's a story for another time. But yeah, it's funny because I guess for most bands it starts here,
Yes.
no matter where they're from in the world, and then it kind of goes everywhere else. But you're saying Europe's bigger for you guys.
I think it's like the Kings of Leon that happened for them over there. It was like America didn't care till Sex is on Fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or use somebody.
I think even like
the Strokes,
the Killers.
the Killers,
Mr. Brightside blew up over
in the UK.
England, and
Yeah.
then America liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can't like go to a sporting event without hearing that.
Exactly.
That dumb song. Or Jack White's Seven Nation Army. Same thing.
Exactly.
So, you know.
But it is pretty awesome though. Like that, the world is a big place, and it's not just if where we're gonna go. It's we had Gene Simmons always. He told us once. He's like, where there's fire, go.
Oh, Gene Simmons told you that?
Yeah. He's like, if there's fire, is there fire in Romania for you guys? Go. And we're like,
Go,
"All right."
play it, and play it, and play it
again.
Yeah, that's great. You got to. Yeah, Gene. He's got a lot of advice.
He does.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he told us off when we were kids. So
Yeah, because you guys, when you guys started, you guys were like a Disney thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we were like 11, 13, and 15. We didn't know who we were, still figuring that out. But I think
That was definitely felt like a lifetime ago. It was
it
fun.
was like 15 years ago. So I don't know. We did that, and the experiences within that, and then switching, and then wanting to do something we actually wanted to do when I was 19. It was we thought you were just gonna get success, like because the Disney thing we came easy. Like you showed up, there's people there because they're really great at promotion.
Yeah.
They will make sure there's people obsessed from whatever the age category is. And so when you start as a rock band and touring the Sunset Strip, and you're like, oh, there's no one here. And then we couldn't get. We were like, we're 19, 17, and 15 playing rock music on the Sunset Strip in an era that doesn't even exist anymore. And we're opening. We did like the Billy Morrison and all that stuff, like Joan Jett.
I can't tell you how many headlining shows we did in LA where it's just play to our mom.
Yeah,
that was it. And
Biggest
the
fan.
Yeah,
and the bartender.
Yeah.
And then we just kept going. Looking back, we were fucking insane, but we just kept going, and somehow we made it all the way to a bowling alley.
Yeah.
So
and they said it
dreams
would
do
happen.
come true, guys.
Yeah. No, you're going to probably find this surprising, but I would listen to that Disney radio because my kids are in their early 20s now.
Yeah.
And back in the day, like, I don't know if I ever heard you guys,
Yeah.
but yeah, they did a lot of stuff. The DJs were constantly talking about the bands and blah, 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 blah. I don't even know if it's around anymore, but
it's just that it's a machine, and it was definitely it was funny for us to do, but it was kind of like we didn't go to school, so that was school for us, like traveling and playing shows and like learning things, and so it kind of gave us the tools to then start our own band. But then we're sleeping in our mom's car for 3 years trying to figure it out.
What do you mean you didn't go to school?
Like they dropped out when they were in middle school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I did get my GED, so
there you go.
But it was one of those things that was like when you're that young and you're having to actually be a contracted, I don't know, musician or whatever it is.
It was just really cool.
Point.
I fucking watch Disney Channel like every other kid, and then I was like, oh my god, I can be on that, and then I was like, fuck everything else.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
Yeah, so it was a lot to own to our mom, though. She was just like relentless with trying to get that stuff. So
I know, Sebastian, you like to run, that makes one thing that we definitely do not have in common. But you just did like a half marathon or something?
Yeah, I did one in Dubai, and then I did one in Huntington Beach.
Meltdown, taking it to the street.
I love it.
I ride a bike and I play hockey. I don't like to run at all.
We're all hockey players.
I played hockey this morning. You guys play hockey?
We did. I tore my ACL, and that's why I play music.
No kidding.
I wanted to go play college hockey. And got hurt.
Yeah, this isn't where I thought this conversation was going to go.
Yeah, I started playing ice hockey
We're scrappy.
at 3 years old.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Our family's from Toronto. I think
That's right, because your grandparents influenced the name of the band.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then our
I think one of our uncles or something like that.
Punch Imlach.
Punch Imlach from the Buffalo Sabres.
Punch Imlach. Yeah, but
Toronto
then he was the
Maple
Toronto Maple Leafs coach.
Of course,
The only time the Maple Leafs ever won the cup.
So he's our great uncle.
Something like
He's our uncle's dad.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in Vegas we played ice hockey. Remington was really great. Sebastian was. You did your thing.
Yeah,
I just would fight. I loved fighting. It was great.
So we pretty much played hockey until we got the call from Disney, and then that kind of changed our lives.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So, if you guys keep tabs on the Golden Knights?
I do. I wanted obviously when they started, I was like, oh, they finally got a team. That's cool.
But that's when Vinnie Paul texted me because he was a huge fan.
Yeah.
And then he died a week later. And that night that they lost the cup, he texted me, and I think this is the last text. Another one coming. This has got to be it. Another one coming. It's like, but I went to a game there in 2019, and it was super cool.
Yeah. No, it's great. Vegas is where they've turned into is like it's always been Vegas, obviously, but now with the football team and the baseball team that's going to come in and.
The Sphere.
The Sphere is insane.
That's incredible.
It's now F1's there. It's like this. It's insane. The city's just getting crazier. But.
It got so cool when we left.
I know.
It got so cool. All there was fucking crackheads, and now they got everything.
But the good thing is
they're
now,
still
actually, though, is because I think that's we've always had like the athletic side of us that people they look at us like there's no way, but it's like I did the marathon and I got 40 out of 8,000.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm
You did a full marathon?
I was gonna do it in LA, but I got sick the week before, so I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not running 26 miles, but I'm gonna do one when I get home in May. So. Yeah.
That's incredible. I have a lot of respect for people that can do that. I just can't do it. Like, I'll get on my bicycle and ride 25, 30 miles, and then you come home and,
Running is so fucking boring.
Riding?
Right.
No, running.
Oh, yeah, running. I know. I just can't do it.
See, bike, I can do a bike.
Yeah, it's
See,
just,
that seems more entertaining
plus, it's like,
to me.
I don't like the pounding on my knees and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know how you do it.
But it's funny. It's since I've always ran, but now really conditioning running, and then now playing shows. I'm like, this is so easy.
Yeah.
Like I get off stage and I'm like, that was the easiest thing.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's like you ever see the Rolling Stones? I mean, Mick Jagger's like, he's 127 years old, and you wouldn't think it. He just runs all over the stage.
It's great, and that you have to stay on top of it and take care of yourself. It's the cool rock star. Let's get fucked up all the time. Attitude is awesome, but sometimes you gotta switch gears a little bit.
Yeah, I think the difference between like Iggy Pop and Mick Jagger now is crazy.
I saw Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop still fucking
his
he
hip,
can still put on a
but
hell
when
of a
he's
show.
walking around the stage, his hips like popping out.
Oh,
It sucks.
He's from Ann Arbor, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of music
There's a
out
lot
of
of
Detroit.
music
I mean,
from
does anything influence you guys out of Detroit? I don't know.
Obviously, like White Stripes. You got
Seeger, Kid
Yeah.
Rock, Eminem. I mean, Alice Cooper. There's just so many. I Prevail.
We're playing with Alice Cooper actually. We're doing 5 festival shows with Alice Cooper and Blondie in Australia next week.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, she put her camera away, which probably tells me we got to wrap things up here. So, but you guys have a great show tonight, and good luck on everything this year in 2024. New record and the whole thing, the Dead to Me tour, right here at a bowling alley near you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you guys.